What is up? You're listening to WSOU. I am Nick, here with my good buddy Garrett from Silent Planet. We're in this little weird looking bar thing in Webster in the city. We made our trip to Trader Joe's and we're just chilling before the show at their first headline tour, which is very, very exciting. So this, I think, what are you, like 2 weeks into this point?
Yeah.
I think. So how's it been so far?
Yeah, I'm just about, exactly 2 weeks into it. It's been great. Starts and ends in California, which is convenient since 3 of the 4 bands on this tour are from California.
Right.
And so I guess we're on that far away from home part of the tour. It's been great so far. Last night we were in upstate. Before that we were in Canada, and now we're gonna start making our way down the eastern seaboard. But yeah, dude, it's been awesome. Like, all the bands just getting along super well, really good camaraderie here, and just trying to really just make the most of every show. It's fun headlining. It's exhausting because of all the work that goes into it, but it's also fun, like, if people have a good show, just the feeling of, like, really have, like, bringing someone an experience, because it's, when we headline, our goal is to do more than just like, oh, here's a bunch of bands playing a bunch of music, but to really, like, make it cohesive in whatever way possible.
For sure. And I mean, I think this is the 5th time I've seen you, and all the other times have been, as support. So, usually you come, you have your half-hour set, you chill the rest of the day, like you said, you get to explore. This time it's, it's about you guys, and you guys are at the helm and bringing out other bands. And so it's kind of cool that, at this point in your guys' career, you're able to do that already.
It's really crazy. We didn't think we would be here yet, I guess.
Right.
And by no means is it like, have we like arrived or anything, but it is cool to be able to, show the world bands like Ghost Key and Hail the Sun and Dayseeker.
Right.
Because, if they haven't heard them, these bands are amazing. They're all very different from each other.
For sure.
And they all kind of represent different aspects of, like, what we value in music and our... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's, like, tiny pieces of us in every band.
And definitely.
And it's really cool that they're down to come along, and really stoked that Hail the Sun said yes, because that band's so talented.
Yeah, because I've been a big fan of Dayseeker for years now, and they don't play around here too often, and it seems like whenever they are, it's somewhere that's too far away or just on a bad day.
Have you ever caught them?
No, so this will be the first time, and I've been dying, so thank you for bringing Dayseeker out, and I know you guys are good friends, so that'll be cool, because I know you guys are doing stuff throughout the set with each other.
Totally. No, it's been great. It's actually, this is, Rory was telling me, have been, like, probably their most consistently good tour they've ever done.
Okay.
And I'm proud of the fact that we were able to, like, help them, like, with that, because they deserve that and so much more. They're a very, very, very talented band, and they deserve to be in front of people. Yeah.
Now, was there any kind of process or talk with who you wanted to bring out? Because, like you said, Dayseeker are friends of yours, and like that, the lineup itself is very eclectic. So was there kind of a mission or something you want to get across with
honestly,
this tour?
We wanted exactly this tour plus Kublai Khan.
Okay.
That was like our dream tour.
Okay.
To have these bands and Kublai Khan.
It just didn't work out with Kublai Khan?
Yeah, they're recording right now, and I don't know, maybe it would have been a little too left and right. Have Kublai Khan and Hail the Sun back to back would be pretty different.
That's true. But Dayseeker makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I guess, they fit a little better maybe.
For sure. And now with this tour, you're doing a lot for the fans as well, which I think is cool, because obviously they are the ones that kind of helped get you guys here in the first place. Everything from the unique designs for merch every day, the VIP packages, which are more than just the take a picture with us and we'll sign your poster. You're taking it to the extra level with the exclusive documentary, the sound check, and all that cool stuff. Even the set list was all fan voted. So what was your whole idea with that, getting it across?
Really, what we were trying to do was, like, be collaborative. The goal of Silent Planet has always been to be, more than like, you get to meet us, good for you, whatever, shake your hand, but, like, actually, like, do a community thing and, like be a process, like, so that if someone wants to be a part of the Sound Plant thing, it's more than just listening to the band. Like they
Right.
can be a part of our lives, and we're a part of their lives. You
Yeah.
know? Make it like an organic like relationship. So, yeah.
For sure. And the thing that I found interesting was the way the lineup, the sound, not the set, what am I thinking? The set list was chosen. And you guys even included like stuff from the EP before the first album came out. Were you kind of surprised by anything that was picked, or was hoping something was going to get picked that didn't?
All the sizes in one stack.
I was hoping people had picked up one, but they didn't.
And playing back to back?
I was hoping that, but they didn't. So.
You should have just, we're going to do it anyway.
No, seriously. Yeah, we were probably too committed to our own.
I feel you.
To our own agenda of letting other people have an agenda. You know what I mean? But it was cool. I mean, nothing super surprising. Kind of surprising that the Well made it. That's cool.
Yeah. I think you guys, you've been playing that, not recently, but I remember.
We used to.
Yeah, because I remember the first few tours I caught, you guys did that one. I was hoping the Creed cover was going to win out. That would have been interesting.
Was there a Creed cover?
Yeah, you put at the very bottom, there was a Creed cover was an option.
Somebody must have hacked it. I literally never put that.
Was it you guys?
I never, it was on the list.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
When?
You really didn't?
I didn't.
You're not messing with me?
I'm not messing with
It
you.
was on there.
I've never been told that in my life.
Oh, yeah?
Never been told that in my life.
No. But,
What?
yeah, it was on there. But, I was going to say, is there plans of maybe ever doing a cover, maybe not even live, but just recorded or anything? Because I know you guys, or you especially, big System of a Down. I mean, your other band, Linkin Park, is very successful. So I didn't know if maybe you wanted to bring the crossover there.
So, cover would be sweet.
Is that anything that's come to mind or talked about at all? One day.
We've talked about it, but I don't really think anyone in the band would want to do it but me.
Just you.
I doubt it'll happen.
Well, maybe Linkin Park will do one. The new track, it's not bad. Good job with the new Linkin Park song.
Okay. It's okay.
Not a fan of your own
We're
song.
not quite where we were when we did Hybrid Theory. Having trouble getting back to that year 2008.
Yeah.
Was that 2099?
90, I think it was 99. It might have been. Was it 99 or 2000? I don't know. It was one of those two. I don't know how you want to talk about that, but where did that actually start from? I don't know if you want to keep it.
Donald Trump is such a joke that like
You just wanted to make your own.
Sometimes it just makes sense to not even like engage with him. Because he's a petulant, child,
Right.
inhabiting a 70-year-old president's body.
Right.
But he's sick in the head.
Yeah.
And so I just thought that'd be funny. Every time he complains about stuff,
To just say something
Hey,
about
no, I think you're really great, man. Thumbs up. Take my band out on tour. Just kind of having a good time. Just yeah. And in general too, I'll just do that sometimes when I see like debates that get out of hand on Facebook. I'll be like, hey guys,
Yeah.
just wanted to give a quick shout out to my band Linkin Park. Check us out. We have this plan. Just kind of. And the funny thing is, I never say anything mean about Donald Trump, but his supporters are such I should say his internet supporters are such terrible people that I'll be like, hey, check out my band Linkin Park, and most of it's like, F you,
Really?
like, Linkin Park sucks, like, I hope you die.
They have no idea.
My supporters are just like, F you, liberal scum. And it's like, whoa, apparently Donald Trump supporters don't like Linkin Park. Which I guess further makes, I don't understand how their brain works. Like, who doesn't like Linkin Park?
Yeah, that's true. But last
They
time
even talk like him, dude. They're like, sad singer of Linkin Park wants great Donald Trump to tour. Bad, It's like so.
they don't even know.
Like they're writing their first ever sentence. It's so odd. But anyways, yeah.
But it's been a while since we talked. Last time we talked, I think, was on Warped Tour. And we briefly talked about the politics and stuff, because obviously it was at a different point than it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And things have changed. So I don't know how much you want to talk about it, but especially as a band, because a lot of people in entertainment have been speaking out, and a lot of people are like, stick to what you do. You shouldn't be involved in political talk and preaching. And now, as a band, you have the possibility of speaking out. obviously with, you know, the Heal Us shirt, you've been doing that for a while. And it's not necessarily about this, but it applies. And even with a lot of the protesting going on, a lot of people have taken, you know, that shirt. It's become something that people have used as a method of protesting. So where do you stand on using your voice as a band and just kind of what the environment of the country's kind of at right now?
You know, a lot of times when I see people say, hey, like, stick to music, don't talk about that, I just wonder, like, are they really dumb enough to think that somebody can't respond and say, what do you do for a living? I'm a plumber. Okay, stick to plumbing.
Right.
Don't have opinions. It's like, no, we're human beings, you know?
Yeah.
Just because somebody, like, might be an actor or a musician or someone who paints, it's like, doesn't mean that they're not allowed to be human beings.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's really weird when you see that. I see it all the time, like, the dude from Family Guy, Seth MacFarlane, like, tweeted something. And it was like, stick to comedy, Seth. And it's like, and I had tweeted, I'm like, yeah, Seth, stop being a human, live like a living, breathing human being with opinions. And sharing them on your own social media account.
Right.
You make me sick. You know what I mean? It's like, people are so, I don't know. It's weird. People act like they care about things that are great, like freedom and liberty and whatever, until it's like not on their terms. You know what I mean? And so, and Donald Trump's a pretty good example. Like, he ran as like the conservative guy, but like very little of what he's talking about is actually conservative.
Right.
I would love a libertarianish or conservative.
Yeah, like down the middle kind of thing almost.
President. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a Ronald Reagan, and I don't know if people have woken up to that fact yet, but he's not.
Because that seemed like that was kind of the idea for a little while.
I mean, he used Reagan's slogan.
Yeah.
Make America Great Again's Reagan.
Exactly.
But it's weird because I don't think he doesn't have some crazy agenda to end the world. I don't think.
Right.
But he's a fascist by lack of maturity.
For sure.
You know, just like a 3-year-old's a fascist because they don't get what they want. He's a fascist in that way.
Yeah.
He's a child fascist.
Okay.
That's how I see it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think he's not Benito Mussolini or Adolf Hitler.
Right.
He just, when he doesn't get his way, he kicks and screams and he makes threats and he says, I'll sue, I'll make executive orders, and he bypasses the law. He wants to bypass the law just because he's a child, you know, and he's angry and he doesn't know how the government works. He doesn't want to take time to figure out how the government works.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, and the better question of like why Donald Trump was our president is like, how did we get to where like we have, and whether you want to, you know, whether you want to critique our culture or like the Democrats for subverting Sanders, or if you just want to ask that question regarding like our two-party system, you know, maybe that's the problem. That like, so I guess every time we're given 2 bad choices, we're just gonna fight over which one was bad instead of take a good one.
Right. Yeah. It makes more sense that way. But what's your kind of opinion on, because there's the big talk, I keep seeing it about, you know, defunding the arts and whatnot in school, and obviously as a musician, I feel like that's something that kind of hits home a little bit, because, you know, not necessarily the bands always start because of that, but it could pique someone's interest to look into it, and I mean, maybe pursue something.
What sucks about defunding the arts, in my opinion, is the people who get most affected by that aren't like, I don't know, the dude from Orange County who's like 17 and his parents, you know, buy him gear and he goes and plays local shows. It hurts like, you know, a 13-year-old kid who like thinks that it would actually be pretty sick to learn how to drum. He lives in Brooklyn. He can't go drum at home. Right. Because he would wake up everyone. Yeah. And everyone would yell at him. But like he can go into this room and stuff, and like with that after school program defunded, it's like, well, there's one less dream, there's one less great drummer, there's one less like constructive thing for that kid to do. What's he gonna do now? I don't know. Yeah. You know. Yeah, I can that's what sucks. Yeah. But, you know, I don't know. Donald doesn't know about that. Right. Betsy DeVos doesn't understand that. These are all like people who were spoon-fed everything. For sure.
And now, do you feel that since, you know, there is so much going on and you guys do a lot lyrically with issues. The first album wasn't necessarily about current issues. It's issues that started out a while ago and some still continue. Second album was, more of the mental state, but at the same time could almost apply to some of these issues. But is any of this kind of fuel the third album? Is there kind of stuff going on in your head where you want to take the next one yet?
Yeah. I want to talk about time, a lot about language. I want to talk about like alternative forms of communication. Maybe a bit more like the Night God Slept. It's gonna look a bit more at civilization, I think, than the self. But I don't know. I'm really excited. One of the songs. When I say time, that sounds very vague, but for instance, one of the songs about time is going to be about a lady with dementia.
Okay.
And how her brain kind of, as it forgets, it kind of becomes unbound by time. I don't know. Yeah.
So would you say it's kind of like combining ideas from the first and second album almost in a way?
I would say so, yeah.
Okay.
No.
So has anything been worked on yet, or is it's still kind of in the talking process?
We have like 5 or 6 songs.
Oh, okay. So do you have like any kind of studio timeline, or is that kind of out there still?
Most likely in the latter half of the year we'll be going.
Okay.
It's not for sure, but yeah, probably.
Okay. Do you have an idea who do you want to work with? Will Putney again, or is there talks?
There's a good chance that'll happen.
Okay.
That's also not like completely set in stone,
right.
But I think that's like where we're leaning. I need to text him.
But like I said, I was talking to you earlier. I was talking with him the other day actually about that album, because I talked about how he is such a big producer in metalcore, hardcore, deathcore. And he's done everything from the new Every Time I Die album, which was incredible, to your guys' album. And I talked to him about that. I was like, I'm really glad you worked on that album, because you do very well sonically with recording things, and they're a band that has that the musicality, the lyricism, everything, and you can bring the two together and really push it. And since I've been with you guys since right before the first album came out, I could see that you had the trajectory, and he agreed, and that was the thing. He said he really wanted to get behind it and help you guys push it. So I was very, very happy to hear that he wanted to work with you guys. And I remember I interviewed you during the process in the cold New Jersey winter of I think last year, and so I think it would definitely be cool for you guys.
I had a lot of doubt that anyone would like the album.
Really?
I remember that.
So you're very obviously stoked with how it turned out then.
I'm happy that people could get into it. I really, in the process, I just thought this is kind of going to be too left field, I mean.
Thought people just wouldn't get it because of how out there some of it is.
Yeah, I mean, I love all these bands I'm about to mention, like Wage War, Fit for a King, all cool bands. When I listen to our music, it seems pretty different to me.
Yeah, it has a little bit of a different atmosphere to it.
But when I look on the internet, people are like, we're always listed with those bands.
Yeah,
and that's fine, totally fine. I'm not by no means. I'm not saying like, you want classify us correctly. I don't want to be separate from. I like those guys. I'd love to keep touring with them. I just when we write our music, and it seems pretty dang different than those bands. It seems different than Gideon. I can't help but think like, well, so how are people gonna like this? Because I don't. So there's screaming. I guess there's double kick. Yeah. Sometimes it speeds up, but it's like it's pretty different. Yeah. And like, I don't think I'm crazy for saying that.
No, I can understand it.
And so every time we do stuff, I'm thinking like, all right, how's this gonna go? How are the biggest Wage War fans in the world, who when we were recording this, like, what are they gonna think? Because I guarantee you, Wage War will put out the new record this year at some point. It's not gonna be anything like Silent Planet.
Probably
and
not.
It's so interesting that so often you see bands get put next to each other. Do you think it's just because there's screaming in both of them?
I think to an extent, there's a lot of reasons. Obviously, I think a lot of it has to do with, obviously there's scenes where it's not necessarily the sounds of the band, but like the
Just
geographical. These bands are all from the
They're all
same
on
area
Warped
and
Tour.
playing together. Yeah,
They're on
which I
Warped
think is
Tour,
kind of
they're all-
an interesting thing. That kind of weird that they're considered the same, but I think it's a good thing as well because they can all. You guys all
Totally.
can play together.
And it
People
allows
can
for
like all of
diversity.
them, and people
Yeah.
aren't like I can't like this because I like that.
Well, because I would imagine if the standard for any band with breakdowns or screaming was like A Day to Remember
Right.
or I Prevail or something, like I couldn't help but think that one of those people would hear our band and be like, Silent Planet is falling short of being these bands.
Right. But that's not the point of what you're doing
that's not,
either.
Yeah, we're not trying to emulate that thing.
Right.
And so, like, and this could be for anything. Like this could be like, imagine if we're on tour with like Old Wounds and Every Time I Die and some really like thrashy stuff. Once again, if people felt like Every Time I Die is the standard for what a band should be, some bands would fall very short. We'd be one of them.
Right.
Whereas maybe I'm trying to think of a tour that would make. If we were on a tour with like Under Oath. There's elements of maybe Under Oath in our band or Misery Signals or something. Those people would be like, Silent Planet's really making the cut.
Right.
They're getting it right. Because everyone has, I think in like the 21st century, you know, has their own like little, what do they call it? They called it after the election echo chambers, you know. How did Hillary Clinton lose? Oh, well, because all the pollsters, friends on Facebook and Instagram and everything were like making fun of Donald Trump. They
Right.
didn't. But somewhere in the South, everyone was like, there's no way Clinton will win. You know what I mean? We're so like in our own spheres of digital influence, and so I think that works that way with music too. Like a lot of people are just like besides themselves. Like, how is Every Time I Die not the greatest band ever? And you know, there's a whole other spheres of you know, Facebook friends and stuff that are just like, Every Time I Die, it's not cool. You know, and people like assume that they agree on everything. So I often think that, like, you know, it allows people to just kind of create this world in which this band's completely irrelevant because my friends say they're irrelevant. I think they're irrelevant.
Yeah.
But we're all in our little chambers.
That's
you know?
true. And it's funny you say that because I literally saw last week, Every Time I Die and Knocked Loose on the same tour, which, you know, is an odd combo. And then I just saw that Every Time I Die just announced a tour with Wage War this week. So like all the bands that you just mentioned,
there you go.
That weird crossover where it shouldn't fit, but it does.
And that's just that is good fight management, being smart. What they're doing is they're taking Every Time I Die. I mean, Knocked Loose and Wage War, there could be some crossover.
I could see it.
But one band is like produced and like things are all like put together according to a certain way, whereas Knocked Loose, their appeal is like, you
Just
know,
beat down.
F all of that stuff. Like, we're pissed, we're young, we don't care.
Yeah.
Like, we're you know what I mean? And it's a different world for sure. You know, the 19-year-old hardcore kids get into that versus like the 19-year-old like ABR fans, you know?
Right.
So, and it's smart because Every Time I Die is a band that they can go take whoever they want out because they're Every Time I Die.
Right.
They've been around for 20 plus years. I think 20 years. So they can do that kind of stuff. And it's brilliant for them to take out these young bands. And also on a money scale, usually it works great because you don't have to pay these bands like the large amounts of money yet because they haven't arrived there yet and they don't have families yet. You know? And so, you know, I mean, they could pay Knocked Loose like $600, $700, $800 a night or something probably, which is a lot of money for a band that's, you know, hasn't been grinding for that long.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they've done their thing, but by no means has Knocked Loose, you know, been on the road grinding for 7 years.
Right.
And so these kids, like, there's a lot of money. Just in return, they can just, you know, focus on small rooms, and Every Time I Die doesn't need to get thousands of people into the venue to make the money back to the promoters. It's really smart business that they're doing that.
Definitely. And like kind of going back to how you said, you know, you don't understand how you can all fit together. I remember when I heard your first album, I got a copy of it not too long ago before it came out. So I'd never heard of you guys. No one at that point had really, because the album hadn't come out yet. And I gave it a listen, And you're right, it was a little different, and you had to kind of listen to it and be like, okay, I get it. But like you said, there you could see a little bit of Sleeper here, a little August Burns Red here, a little Under Oath here. And I think that's what it is. It's not that it sounds the same, but that the influence, maybe all of them, bands that influence you may influence Wage War, and maybe that's why there's this similarity between the two.
And you also have the question too, unfortunately, but with some how involved are the bands in their band?
That's true too.
Because with some bands, they're just kind of playing, they don't write someone's writing and they're just kind of going with some bands are like pollsters. They're like, what word is everyone talking about these days?
How should we record this breakdown?
Okay. This song's gonna be called Lit Fam. It's some people are trying so hard to be relevant. Mm-hmm. Other people are trying to some people are trying to be irrelevant.
That's true too.
Some people are, everyone has such a different agenda too, that I think the point of creativity, or the end, what creativity is, looks different for everyone, and some bands are just inherently more corporate.
That's
just
true.
the way that it works is the label or the management or whatever is really calling the shots. Mm-hmm. And other bands, it is still pretty DIY. Maybe they're with a label or something, but every single freaking shirt they figure out themselves. There's nothing that happens, and I am proud of the fact that we are one of those bands that
still does a lot.
There's nothing that happens with Silent Planet, which I when you just told me about that Creed cover being inserted into the thing. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, you really didn't know anything about it?
I did not know that happened.
Because I remember I saw Sean from Phineas. He posted something like, "Guys, vote for the Creed cover for the Silent Planet."
I saw him post that. I thought he was just joking.
Oh, okay. So you did know it was kind of at least.
Well, no. So because I knew a Creed cover is something we always joke about.
Right, but you didn't think it was on the list.
I didn't think it was on the list.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was just saying.
Well, who made the list? Maybe
me and our manager. I wrote it all out, and he opened the Google Doc, and so one of the two of us, we both had the editing power.
Right. Huh.
So I literally did not know that was a thing.
Right.
And I'm not upset. I'm just saying.
It's just
it did how hands-on we are. If something like that happens, it's confusing to me because I didn't do it. Just if there's a shirt at the show today
that you weren't aware
that someone was wearing, that said Silent Planet. Well, there was a girl wearing a shirt at our show in Cleveland, and I knew that she made it herself, and none of my bandmates knew that because they're not as involved with the merch. But I knew for a fact that she had ironed it on and stuff because I've never seen that. And dude, honestly, if you gave me a piece of paper and a pen and you said, "Hey, take your time, write out every design you've ever made," I could probably do it all the way back to this one shirt this guy made for us that we printed. And after we printed them, we realized that he had ripped off a Ghost Inside shirt, and I was super embarrassed. So obviously we sold them, and we never talked about it again. Because that was really embarrassing. He literally is a very popular Ghost Inside shirt too. It was white on navy blue. And it was it had a crest kind of. Okay. And ours was identical, but ours was red. Ours was red and yellow, whereas theirs was white and blue. But super, just one of those crappy internet guys who "Hey kid, let me design merch for your band," and he literally just
someone else's.
It
would look good together. Yeah, no, I feel that, and that's what I think is cool about you guys is you take that extra time with the merch. I've seen you 4 times so far, and I've walked out with a shirt every time. So because you guys just draw, you're like that. I need that shirt. You guys definitely take pride, and I know with this tour you're doing the individual shows.
Yeah, every shirt. I actually literally have to decide which one it's gonna be today. We're involved on every aspect. I don't always have time to literally press it with my own hands.
Right.
But
the tie dye, I think you guys were doing some of.
We're very hands-on, and I look at all the blanks and figure out coordinate with the designers. We work with a few designers who I just really think highly of, Yeah, it's all very hands-on, even though sometimes it's not literally my hand.
Right. Okay. And interesting thing I saw, I know you saw it too, but Brian had Welsh, Korn was wearing one of your guys' shirts. Now that must have been the coolest
thing. I handed him that shirt.
Oh, okay. So you actually had talked to him.
He came out to the 40-day farewell show in Orlando.
Okay.
And we just talked, and I knew that he loved Jesus, and he's a good dude.
Yeah.
And I just showed him, like, hey, do you want one of these? And he saw that he was like, dude, I'm gonna wear this all the time at churches and piss people off. And I was like, great, dude, do it. And so it was cool because we played festivals together, and like he was kind of aware of our band. I think that night might have been the first time that like we really interacted for a long period of time. One time a few years ago, he had a tattoo artist on tour with him, and I went on his bus to get the tattoo, then we had to leave, and I was
wow.
But
So do you think maybe anywhere down the road, because I know they have taken out younger bands before, do you think that's maybe ever an idea?
That would be awesome.
That would be something you'd be into?
Oh yeah, we'd be super into it. And Korn did a lot of dude, I'm not gonna name names. There are bands in our current metalcore world who straight up rip off Korn.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about, because up at the radio station, a lot of us are like, the new metal revival is real. Like metalcore is just taking it over. No, I could definitely
a lot of bands. The funny thing is, they probably don't even know it, because they probably heard it when they were like 12,
and just subliminally,
and now they're like
head.
22 and they don't know it, but it's like, yeah, that's Korn, dude.
Yeah.
But so anyways, that'd be cool.
So what would be like, who was like the one band you're like, I really hope they can take us out on the road? Is there anyone that you think could really, either someone you really enjoyed or something that you think would bring you to like a certain audience that maybe you think would be into you, or that you want to try to cross into?
Obviously, going out with Under Oath would be cool.
I've been waiting for that to happen.
I don't think it'll happen.
No?
To be honest with you, no. I would love it too, and
I think it would make sense.
We're friends with some of those guys, and I have no doubt that every member of Under Oath who uses social media has gotten sick of seeing people saying, take Silent Planet on tour with you. Hopefully not to the point where they're like, F this band.
We'll never play with them.
But I think that, they're looking to do some, comeback legacy, some huge stuff.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that they'd want to take other very large bands, like take a Beartooth for support.
Yeah.
A band that just has a lot more reach than us.
Because I thought it was interesting on the original tour when they just came back out, they brought out Caspian, which was an interesting choice. It was cool. I really did enjoy them, no disrespect to them, but I thought it was interesting that their first tour back, and that was who they chose to take out.
I think that they'd been longtime friends.
Okay.
That's the other thing is, Under Oath is a total democracy.
Right.
And so I just have a feeling that one or two of the guys in the band would just be like, would probably not be into a band like us.
Right.
That's just being completely candid with you. I think Spencer's cool, and he's really pulling for us. I'm sure Spencer would be down.
He worked. He was on the last album.
And Chris would be down, but I don't know. I can see someone being like, yeah, I don't know, not these metalcore assholes, And it is what it is, If it's not, if we don't, it's all right. I'm sure there's a lot of bands that Under Oath always wish that they could have toured with and didn't get to.
That's true. Now I know you had Spencer on the last album. I was thinking just the other day, it would be cool to have Aaron on the album, because his voice is awesome too. Is that maybe something you would work on?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that. There's some names we've thrown around.
I have literally in my spare time, I'm just like, who would I want to? Because you guys always do the collabs. It's like, who do I want to hear with a Silent Planet? And that's one of them. I definitely could see you guys doing something
When this is over, I'll tell you about who we're thinking. But it's kind of secret.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't said yes stuff, so we'll see.
Right.
But it's a thought.
Because I know, because that was interesting too, is on the last album, I think there was only 2 features, right? It was just Spencer and Corey, but the first album there was a lot. Was that something that you wanted to stray from, or just didn't work?
Honestly, or unlike the Night Got Slept, everything with sound was like, we're doing an album, boom, 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 whole album in a month. The other album took place over the span of like years, and so it just kind of, it's like if you put it in context, you know, we're like, oh, we're gonna record Dark Strain in a couple months. I'm hanging out with Sean. Says, Sean, you should hop on this song. It wasn't as like the Night God Slept wasn't planned. Like until we had all the tracks and then we added some more. We didn't see it as an album. They were just songs.
Oh, okay.
So it's very different contextually.
Yeah, definitely. And now I saw that you've been doing some collabs on other people's. You were on Phineas's EP. You were on Those Who Fear's new album.
I just did a spot with Dayseeker for their new album.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
Probably, maybe the most fun I've ever had.
Really? Because I really liked the other song you did with them.
I also just did one with a band called Lifelink from Arizona. They're like a melodic hardcore band.
Is that something you want to do more of, or because I thought it was cool to see you jumping on some tracks?
Yeah, it's really fun. It's fun. It's just I feel bad because I can't do them all. Because you know there's a decent amount of local bands who will hit me up, and I always like. It's not that I don't want to help their band. It's just I know that I just don't have time
to do all
to do maybe 100 different guest things and do them all justice.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Obviously, it would be cool if it was possible. It's just not always possible. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely understandable. Is there anyone that you would really want to try to work with? That like if they were like, hey, hop on a song, you'd be like all over it. Because I really like the Those Who Fear one. That one was cool.
It's fun. That was fun. I love those guys.
And I know live you love hopping up with whoever you can.
I might do this secret project with a friend who's in a popular band and he's making like a side project.
Okay.
I might collaborate with him a little bit. That'd be fun, but I don't think he wants me to say what it is.
All right. But another thing that I wanted to mention, like I just did, is you've toured with a lot of bands you've looked up to, a lot of friends, and you have gotten to come up on stage. It was so cool because I know it was something you'd really wanted to do. Norma Jean, Memphis Will Be Laid to Waste.
Dude, that's funny because
hardest song.
We toured with them before.
Okay.
And I didn't do it because I don't want to be that kid who's
That's
like, hey Corey,
can
can I do that thing?
Yeah.
So I didn't, and then at Chain Reaction, like halfway through the For Today tour, he was like, why don't you do that every night with us? And I was like, what, you didn't he's like, oh, well you should. And I was like, oh, okay, great, thanks. Okay.
Yeah.
And that was it, and from there it was just super fun.
Yeah. Has that been your favorite one so far? Because you've done them a lot. There's a lot of
easily. Yeah, there's nothing that compares
that
to
song. That song, just there's something about it.
There is, and being that it's Aaron Weiss.
Oh yeah.
Also, it's just a huge thing for me.
For sure. And like you said, the For Today tour. For Today, you guys have done a lot with them. They've really helped you guys out a lot.
They helped a ton.
3 of the 4 times that I've seen you so far have been with them on tour, and it's cool that they really, because I talked to Maddie on when you guys were at Gramercy. I did an interview with him, and I talked about that. I said it's really cool that Gideon, Fit for a King, you guys. Are some of the bands that they're really pushing and I've seen numerous times because of them, and I feel like they've done a lot to help you guys grow and get you in front of people. So how's that relationship kind of been put together?
It means a lot, man.
Yeah.
I love those dudes. I actually need to hit up Ryan